Hi, and welcome everyone to today's third episode of my trip to Hawaii. I wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit something because that's the part where I didn't have a camera with me. And that's actually the transition part going from the snorkeling that you just saw to moving into the house where we started with the whole session and training. I had the snorkeling done, and somehow I had the idea in my head that I needed to buy a surfboard. Actually, I didn't have it first, but then I had the impulse from someone because the thing is, if you can buy a board for $100 and you're staying for 2 weeks, and each day renting a board costs you $35, then of course it's logical you buy a board. And someone told me that I could get it at Costco for $120. So I figured, why not? Let's try. So I tried finding someone who would have a Costco card, but no one had. And until finally someone told me, why don't you just try to stand in front of the shop and see if someone takes you in? So I actually did that. I finished the snorkeling and I was on the way to the house, and the Costco was on the way. So I figured I'll just try, and I went there and waited. Just started walking up to the entrance and just looked around and saw who I could see. And then I saw a mother with her 4 children. And I figured, why not ask her if she could take me inside to get a board? So I did. And she thought about it a little bit, but then she decided to take me. And it was amazing to hang out with her and her kids in Costco, because somehow, I don't know, the older kids were it was 2 older kids, older in a way that I think they were 10 and 12, running around a little bit, being a little bit more active. And then there was a little one, 3, and another little one, 1-year-old on the cart. And especially the 3-year-old girl. So I don't know what it was. I can't really explain, but somehow we had a connection, and she kept talking and babbling. And my mommy has a card and she can do that. And you're going to buy a surfboard. My mommy has a surfboard and things like that. And it was really, really cute. And she just kept babbling on with me. And it was very, very nice. To me, it was, everyone who knows me knows I love kids, but somehow with that child in particular, I don't know what it was, but somehow we kind of like connected. And anytime she would address me, like when I was just putting my attention on one of the other kids or with the mom talking to them, whenever she wanted to say something to me, she would go, "Auntie, auntie." And at the beginning, I didn't even realize so much. Just later on, that she kept saying "auntie," and for me, coming from somewhere else where you're not used to being called that, it was nice. I don't know, it just felt good to be called like that from a little girl. And then, we paid and everything. We said our goodbyes, and then I was walking across the parking lot with my big board, and suddenly I hear again, "Auntie, auntie," the little girl calling me, and the mom had actually stopped just to be able to like wave goodbye another time. And that actually also warmed up my heart, because it was like, oh. So it was a very nice moment for me to have this connection to a Hawaiian family like that. So in case you do see, because I don't know your name, so in case you see this, thank you very much for that. I had fun that day, even though it was just a brief moment. Well, anyhow, I got my surfboard and I went on to the house where everyone was already waiting. We kind of like split up the rooms. Then we just started to make the introductions and kind of like opening up the room for the teachings that we were supposed to get that week. So we introduced ourselves and we said hello and we told our backstory. And so I also explained that how long I had been in contact with Hawaiian philosophy and how I felt that it was important for me to go there and to be there and to learn the Lomi Lomi massage in a different way, because I already learned it here in Germany, but I think it's something different when you're in Hawaii. Um, so yeah, so I did that, and then of course, after introducing ourselves, I had to tell the story that I had just had this unique experience with this Hawaiian family. And then my teacher looked at me and he said, "Do you know what auntie means?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's what you call an aunt, right?" And he said, "Well, yeah, but there's a small difference on Hawaii because there used to be a time where kahunas would be persecuted and killed. So to hide, they would hide with the hidden name or the secret name of auntie or uncle." And he said that that child, being Hawaiian, a Hawaiian child, probably felt the kahuna energy inside of me, and that's why she kept calling me auntie, auntie. So that kind of like gave me some goosebumps and was kind of like the first big, oh my God, moment for me. Because, I mean, it was a confirmation of everything that I already had been feeling before. Because to me, I know that I have already lived on Hawaii in a previous life. And I know that because I already felt it the first time when I started doing Lomi Lomi, I met one of my previous sisters from a different life where we knew we had been working in temples doing this kind of work. And that's why when I started reading about the Huna philosophy, it just touched me so much because it started to trigger this memory inside of me. So I know that it's important for me to do that, to go to this, to remember that, because I feel like in this life, for me, it's important. The memory of that life back then is very important, and that's why I need to remember. And that's one of the things that I actually went to do on Hawaii, and then suddenly I get that of this child calling me like that. I even had other experiences with other people that after knowing or getting to know me and knowing that where I came from, they were saying, "I thought you were local." And like getting that for me was like a big honor. Also on one hand, but also on the other hand, a confirmation that I had to go there and that I had to learn there, that I have to, not had, sorry, I have to, because I know that one part was already done with this trip, but I know it's not the last trip. So, yeah, so I'm working on that, on living what I learned there. So yeah, that's the little part that I wanted to put in between because it was something that happened in the transition where I didn't have a camera for it. So, and yeah, now I'm gonna leave you to some pictures of some sunsets that, because our teacher was very keen on having us taking, yeah, a view of a lot of sunsets because we were on the side of the island where you could actually see more sunsets. So I think we got like 3 of them. So just, yeah, let some pictures show you what kind of quality of energy we had close by to the house where we were staying in. Have fun watching. Until tomorrow, I'll show you more.